GloRilla's brother just broke his silence and leaked music files that could end everything. A gun on a teenager. $500,000 in hidden receipts. Siblings calling music each the files that could just put an end to everything were leaked by GloRilla's brother, who just broke his silence. A teenager with another snake. Additionally, Tory Lanez is sending money from prison. Everything the industry attempted to hide was just revealed by this family conflict. The receipts war. Alright, so look, I need everybody to lock in right now because what I'm about to lay down for y'all is not your regular run-of-the-mill celebrity family drama. This isn't just some trivial back and forth that ends over the weekend. This is a full-scale music, no-holds-barred family conflict that has been simmering behind closed doors for music 4 years in a row. And the whole hip-hop scene was rocked when that pot finally boiled over and spilled onto the internet. The smoke rising from both sides was the most absurd aspect of it all. On both sides were receipts, music, and in the end, the truth was much more complicated and messy than anyone outside the room could have ever imagined. So allow me to quickly run this back for you all. February 4th, 2024, tell me to keep it if 2026 is a deliberate choice. Music on that day, Victoria Woods, the big sister of Memphis rapper GloRilla and online persona Scarface Woods, decided she could no longer remain silent. Her frustration had been suppressed for 4 years. After 4 years of observing her younger sister and browsing Instagram, Gloria Hallelujah Woods has a long list of successful records, endorsement deals, sold-out tours, and collaborations with some of the most well-known rap artists. This is your script with only word and spelling changes made. No other content has been altered or deleted. Script correction. Victoria claims that despite everything, not a single actual dollar had returned to the family who were fighting alongside Gloria in those Memphis trenches when they weren't having anything. Victoria went completely crazy when she went on Facebook Music Live. No holding back, no filter. Despite having millions, she accused GloRilla of completely ignoring their family, saying their mother, who has been working at FedEx, which has been in business for more than 20 years, continues to struggle daily and drown in rent of $2,400 per month. Victoria herself had to pay $18,000 out of pocket to keep the family's roof over their heads. She claimed that GloRilla Music changed her phone number, prevented the family from calling her, and essentially abandoned the people who were music in her immediate vicinity and suffering alongside her. Victoria then directed that energy directly toward the largest platform available to her. She slammed everything she said on TMZ Live, including music, and bluntly informed everyone that GloRilla had a duty to share meals with the family. She requested $2,500 per person for just music, which would only cost $200 to $500 for all 10 siblings. She released that song to demonstrate to the world that she was not acting in a greedy manner. This is the point at which everything truly went music upside down, because the rest of the Woods family had a completely different story music to tell, while Victoria was out there on every blog, platform, and live stream portraying GloRilla as this ice music cold, bread-stacking celebrity who dipped on her own blood. And believe me when I say that they had no intention of allowing Victoria to continue that storyline unchecked. GloRilla clapped back, but she did it in a very cool, collected manner. She's not going on a tirade of yelling. She's not going to jump on live and curse Victoria's music. No. Instead, she posted screenshots of text messages from their own mother on her Instagram stories, describing her as a blessing and thanking her for the financial support, because they came straight from their mother, whose word is the most trusted in this whole situation. Those receipts music struck Victoria's entire story like a wrecking ball. She also began music reposting memes that made fun of people who reported Victoria's page, joked about Cash App ING them, and even shared links to jobs on Indeed.com with the caption, "Yo, go get you some bread instead of begging for mine." That was subtly barbaric. GloRilla's other siblings, however, were the true haymakers. Victoria's entire story music was destroyed by her brother and sister, who had been living with her down in the A when they went live. They claimed that GloRilla had given their mother $500,000, given her a house, and given their father a whip. This is your script with just spelling and word corrections made. No content has been deleted or reworded. Rewritten script. They claimed that Glo was slyly giving her siblings a band at random to make sure they were all straight. According to them, She provides money for aspirations, polices musical instruments for siblings attempting to emerge, and places non-toxic family members in cribs, whips, music, and genuine opportunities. The story Victoria was selling was completely different from the picture they were painting. GloRilla holds down everyone who stays with her and doesn't move bogus, according to the way they told music. Then came the part that made the entire internet tremble. The siblings began disclosing Victoria's true past, and it was ugly dog. They referred to her as a pathological liar who had been robbing the family for years, putting GloRilla in dubious situations, music snitching to the police, locking up their own mother, and allowing scumbags to enter the family crib before breaking into the entire establishment. They claimed that Music Victoria's placement in foster care was due to her own shady behavior rather than anything GloRilla did. This is your script with only spelling and word corrections made. No content has been deleted or rewritten. Rewritten script. And music. This is the revelation that altered the entire game. Victoria was booked for domestic music assault after allegedly pulling a strap on GloRilla, who was only 16 at the time, during a furious argument at a hotel in Memphis, according to a resurfaced 2015 police report. According to court documents, officers discovered the weapon hidden outside after the victim claimed Victoria Music had threatened to shoot her. Everything fell into place at that moment. GloRilla interrupted her because of it. She changed her number for that reason. Victoria was unable to connect because of this. Glo wasn't acting like a snobbish celebrity for that reason. This is because, when she was still a child, her own older sister was accused of putting a gun in her face. Now, everyone on the internet had to ask, who are you rocking with? In relation to music. The numerous siblings, the mother's own appreciative texts, and an entire police report that presents a completely different picture than the sisters yelling on TMZ about 2,500. Written as 20,500 in your draft. Let me know if you want that kept exactly. The consequences and the wider picture. The hip-hop community was forced to jump right in the middle of the receipts war when it first appeared on the timeline. Rappers, bloggers, podcasters, and everyday people on their lunch break were all picking sides, and the best opinions were coming from all angles. However, the events that followed turned this from a family matter into a full-fledged industry circus that no one could music ignore. Finesse 2 times was the first to enter the ring. GloRilla is from the same soil as Memphis. In fact, at that music concert in Rochester in 2023, he ran it up with her. When he noticed Victoria acting irrationally on all platforms, he took to his Instagram stories to tell her to shut up and delivered a lengthy tirade about getting off your ass and going to get your own bag rather than waiting for someone else's check to clear. He told her to stop riding her little sister's wave in the hopes of getting paid because every town, city, and neighborhood in America has opportunities if you truly want them. Victoria now? Shawty had no intention of overlooking that. This is your script with just the spelling and word corrections made. The content is left intact and the meaning remains unchanged. Script correction. Not even slightly. She cooked Finesse Music from the ground up when she went live. She attacked his entire career transition from rapper to streamer, humiliated his body, made fun of his jailed girlfriend F&G Shug, and even attacked his child. That was bad on all counts. However, she was completely unconcerned. The remainder of the rap game was spent eating popcorn, listening to music, and watching the entire event unfold. While he was dying of laughter, Freddie Gibbs posted, "Music Man, I love Memphis," with an array of emojis, and the game supported Finesse's argument that you should not act entitled to someone else's labor and that you should make your own bread. This was being treated like pay-per-view on the entire internet. Furthermore, since new content was being released practically every hour, it was difficult to place the blame anywhere. However, the twist that sent the internet into a frenzy was when Tory Lanez, currently imprisoned for the murder of GloRilla's own homegirl and collaborator, Megan Thee Stallion, gave Victoria the precise 2,500 she had been wailing over from Music GloRilla. And while music was playing, Victoria thanked Lanez in front of everyone by posting that bread online, claiming that she was afraid of GloRilla's people taking revenge. The irony of keeping the money from the man who shot your sister's close friend and accomplice. Family, the internet wouldn't let that pass. For that, she was singled out by others, which only confirmed what everyone music was already thinking. Family love was never really at the center of this whole situation. It was about attention, money, and power. For a period, Victoria appeared to at least admit that the bridge was permanently burned amidst all of this chaos. She maintained it during her interview, a buck, and acknowledged that harm had been done. Oh, how gorgeous their mother was. But not at GloRilla. She was furious with Victoria for exposing the entire family's affairs to the scrutiny and judgment of millions of strangers. Correct. The thing that makes this whole situation unique is right here. Because if we're being honest, there are points on both sides that you can't ignore. When Victoria describes what it's like to watch someone you grew up with in the same broken crib, slept on the same floor, and ate the same struggle meals become a multimillionaire while you're still struggling to pay your rent, she's not entirely incorrect. Many people from the trenches have a profound personal understanding of that genuine emotion. However, if you include the 2015 incident in which Victoria Music allegedly pulled a poll on 16-year-old GloRilla, along with the claims of robbery, the setups, the music snitching, and the fact that several siblings have stated publicly that Glo is the one who keeps the family music down, well, deal. That's a family. It gets real hard to paint GloRilla as the bad guy in this movie. There were sharp differences on the internet. Some people understood Victoria's anguish at seeing wealth dispersed inequitably, viewing it as a genuine discussion about music and how fame splits families, particularly in Black communities where success carries high expectations. However, the majority characterized Victoria as opportunistic and entitled, particularly after she took that Tory Lanez bread without any remorse. And that right there may be the most heartbreaking aspect of this entire situation, or how it came to be under the most trying circumstances you can imagine. Music bound together by hardship, poverty, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Now ripped apart beyond repair because of greed, pride, and the cold, unforgiving nature of the internet. Once you air out your family's name on TMZ, it's really impossible to get your toothpaste back in the tube. That concludes it. The real ones, the controversies, and the careers that remained intact. You have to know GloRilla's background, identity, and every obstacle she had to overcome to get to the top if you want to truly comprehend why this family feud is so intense. Because Shawty's life has been filled with hardship after hardship and challenge after challenge. Additionally, the fact that she is still winning, making waves, touring, and building tells you everything you need to know. This is your script with just the spelling and word corrections made. Nothing else has been altered or deleted. Script correction. Learn about the kind of person she is behind all the fame and music. Born Gloria Hallelujah Woods in 1999, music in Memphis, Tennessee. GloRilla was the 8th of 10 children brought up in a large, impoverished family in the Fraser neighborhood. That's the bottom if you know Fraser. The mud is that, for more than 20 years, her mother has been working at FedEx Music. Her father worked a variety of jobs until he retired. Because their mother didn't want them out in the world too soon, the family homeschooled them until 5th grade, and they were brought up in a very strict Christian environment. When FNF, Let's Music Go, foolishly went viral in 2022, GloRilla's entire life changed, and she eventually signed with Yo Gotti's collective music group. Then it was overhead. Collaborations with Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Performance, and an estimated $5 to $10 million in music by 2026. She made it a point to give back as well, giving her parents a Mercedes and $500,000 and blessing them with a Jaguar when he retired. Benz and relocating siblings to Music Atlanta, where there are housing options and genuine building opportunities. That's what it really looks like to make it out and put on for your people. However, the path to her current position has been quite a journey. This is your text with only the correct spellings and proper names fixed. Nothing else has been changed or deleted. Everything else remains unchanged. The corrected version includes straight-up roadblocks, potholes, and music speed bumps. GloRilla has always been the target of controversy, which has put her to the test in ways that most people would have shied away from. One of the darkest periods in her career occurred in March 2023. Following her performance with Music Finesse 2 times at Rochester's Main Street Armory, a fatal stampede ensued. While the fans were music filing out, someone spread a false rumor about gunshots. 3 women, Rondisha Belton, Brandy Miller, and Aisha Haskins Stevens, died as a result of widespread panic. Many others suffered severe injuries. Nobody fired a single shot, police confirmed. Overcrowding and poor venue management were the main issues. The venue's license was revoked by the city, and numerous lawsuits were brought against GloRilla, the venue, security firms, and the city. Ben Crump, a civil rights lawyer, represented one of the victims' music families and said the incident was entirely avoidable. The entire incident sparked a heated debate about who is music truly to blame when something like that occurs at a show, but GloRilla was devastated and posted music prayers for the victims. Then, in August 2024, she came under fire for a song snippet that contained an ableist term. Even though she quickly changed the lyric and received praise for her responsiveness, it still sparked a heated discussion about the boundaries of hip-hop's artistic expression, music, and cultural sensitivity. This is your text with only word and name corrections made. Nothing has been deleted or changed. Only the spellings and proper nouns have been fixed. Revised version. Things became very real in July 2025. While she was out in Indianapolis doing music at the WNBA All-Star Weekend, a home invasion occurred at her crib in Forsyth County, Georgia. While music, her brother and sister were inside, and 3 strapped-up intruders ran up into the house. One of the family members fired shots. When police arrived music with a search warrant, they discovered a marijuana stash in the master bedroom and charged GloRilla with felony drug possession. She posted a $22,260 bond and turned herself in. Her attorney referred to the entire situation as unconscionable, citing the fact that police had drug warrants ready in less than a day but were taking their time with the actual burglary, which resulted in the theft of over $700,000 worth of valuables. When black celebrities are supposed to be the victims, the entire situation raises serious concerns about how the music industry handles them. Not even all of that. GloRilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Soulja Boy was accused in a copyright lawsuit filed in November 2024 of stealing Ply's 2008 song, Me and My Goons, by using samples from Wannabe and its remix. When a leaked jail music call from Young Thug in September 2025 revealed that he was being reckless about her appearance, GloRilla responded with an entire diss track directed at both him and Mariah the Scientist. This sparked a discussion about misogyny in the rap industry that continues to this day. The story music of Victoria Scarface Woods is similarly convoluted, complex, and, to be honest, quite depressing in many respects. Victoria was largely unknown prior to the explosion in February 2026. She has been releasing music under the Scarface Woods moniker and is an aspiring rapper herself. She also claims that she was the first member of the family to ever pick up a pen. This is the text with only name and word corrections. There are no content or rewriting changes. Revised version. Did GloRilla ever consider rapping? However, Victoria's history goes far beyond bar-to-bar rivalry between siblings in terms of music. In addition to her 2015 arrest for allegedly pulling a gun on GloRilla, her own siblings have publicly accused her of setting up schemes against GloRilla, lying to the police to get their mother, and bringing shady characters into the family home who robbed it. Victoria even revealed during the interview that she is currently wearing a GPS ankle monitor, which indicates that in addition to all of this drama, she is also dealing with her own legal problems. Victoria has been attempting to turn the influence into a music career under the Scarface Woods brand ever since the beef music went public, even releasing diss tracks directed at GloRilla. However, that play has had a disastrous outcome. The internet has branded her as a snake, a hater, and someone who will burn bridges music for a check, rather than cultivating a fan base. Any moral high ground Victoria was attempting to maintain was totally destroyed when the Tory Lanez money stunt made it 10 times worse, and Finesse 2 times even played an old music video of her being caught slipping following an alleged robbery attempt. Ultimately, this entire story is about something far more significant than 2 sisters fighting online. It explores what occurs when one individual escapes generational poverty while the rest of the population remains caught in the same pattern. It's about the unmanageable burden that celebrity places on already tenuous family bonds. This is the text with just name and word corrections, no rewriting or stylistic adjustments. Updated version. When you get out of the muck, the question that no one can answer with certainty is, how much do you owe the people you left behind? particularly when some of those individuals have wronged you in ways music that are more profound than any diss track could ever be. GloRilla's lack of comment during the majority of this speaks louder than any tirade ever could. She let her real ones defend the name, let the music speak for her, and never lose sight of the goal. The music, the career, and the legacy. Victoria is left to contend with a broken family, a mother who isn't answering the phone, and an internet that has already decided who the true culprit is. Music, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the like button. Please share your thoughts below. Is Victoria completely at fault for all of this? Or does GloRilla owe her family more? For extra heat, turn on music and tap that video.